Good morning. Crack of dawn. Well, it's not really, but it's early. Feels like the crack of dawn. End of the second week in June. Castor Hanglands. I've sort of held off from all of the sort of A-list Peterborough sites until this week ahead of us, because I want to see them at their best. No more sort of we're a little bit early type excuses. It should be good today, so I've been holding back for this one. Looking forward to it. Everything's looking very green and lush, so hopefully the orchids will be absolutely pristine. So that's it. Castor Hanglands, here we come. It's a mighty tall one. I've seen this one photographed already this season, and a very similar one from last season. Very strange flower shapes at the bottom there, but at the top it looks distinctly common spotted orchid and early marsh orchid combined, and I'm pretty sure it's a combination of those two. It's a hybrid of the two with a bit of distortion at the bottom there. I think at the top it looks like a classic. I think they call them cross Kernerorum. Hard to pronounce, but part early marsh orchid and part common spotted. Very nice. A very pale common spotted orchid, but not a white one. Another slightly unusual one, that's a distinctly early marsh orchid flower shape. I think there's some common spotted in that one as well. The colour palette is wrong really for early marsh orchid, so I think I'll probably chalk that one up as another hybrid, and a nice one too. There's another one nearby. A little bit of common spotted, a little bit of early marsh. There seems to be a few of these at Castor. Stunning markings on that common spotted. Really, really nice. That's a beautiful common spotted orchid. I did sort of think, is that a little bit of something else? I mean, it might be. That colour palette is very, very unusual for a common spotted orchid. It's a sort of very soft pink. Very, very strange, that one. But yeah, a belter that is. Another pair of these very nice soft pink common spotted orchids. Can't remember seeing these before. A lovely bouquet of common spotted orchids. Stunning. Again, lovely markings on some of these. Pretty intense markings on this little one. Lovely colouring again, lovely marking. That's the first time in 3 seasons, possibly 4, that I found a southern marsh orchid at Castor Hanglands. There used to be a small population, never more than about 3 or 4, but they've been vanished for a few seasons now, and I found one, so that's good news. Lovely plant, pure southern marsh orchid. Absolute belter, that one. Lovely common spotted orchid. thought I found a white, but I don't think it is. There's some very faint patterning on the flower, so not quite. Probably as good as I'm going to find her. It's a beautiful common spotted. Lovely markings and colouring. So close, so near, but so far. It's not a white. The flowers at the bottom are almost completely white, but there's colouring, patterning, faint patterning towards the top end. Looks like we're not going to find an all white this year, but there's a lot that are very close. That is unusual. I'm going to have to, well, as I say, I was going to have a look at this when I get home, but I think the bottom flowers give away the fact that it is just a common spotted orchid. It's almost got a two-tone effect to it. That's very, very unusual. Very nice as well. Look at the markings on that, absolutely superb. Just have to pop back to this one before I leave. Orchid of the day. Dactylorhiza cross Kernerorum. Kernerorum. I'm going to spell this on the bottom of the page, and then you can try and pronounce it. Dactylorhiza cross Kernerorum. Common spotted cross early Marsh orchid. Lovely, lovely flower. There you go. As I said before, as soon as you give up and head home, you bump into what you were looking for. That is a small but definite white common spotted orchid. Lovely to see. Pure white. There you go, Castor Hanglands at its peak. It's what I hoped for by delaying coming down here, is to actually see it pretty much at its best. I think that was it. And compared with the last couple of seasons, yeah, great display. Best display I've seen down here for 3 years at least. Lots of young plants, but plenty of big, majestic, common spotted orchids, early Marsh orchids. That hybrid's rare and good to see. And a southern Marsh orchid as a bonus, yeah, so no complaints. Excellent morning, Get down here, you've got about 7 to 10 days to see it at its peak, and yeah, well worth the effort. So there you have it, Castor Hanglands at its best.